Raise your hand if you're not. 3 of you. Okay. Here's the deal. And you're down by a few team members, right? Team Horn is down by just one. Did they have 5 yesterday? Just had 4. So you've got to step up and make sure that your sound is as big as you can possibly make it. Play that sound again, that first pitch. And if you can't hear the horns on their pitch, I need you to listen more intently to them and let their sound emerge. Ready and sustain. If this is the size of your sound, can you make it this big? Can you try that with me? Just play the G and hold it. Open. Open. Yeah, and as you blow more air, right, the tension in the lips, you're going to have to relax more in the center because the air speed is going to make the lips want to vibrate faster. And the faster they go, potentially the higher they vibrate, right? So you're going to have to spread the lips apart and relax them so that as the tone opens up, we don't go sharp, right? Try to get ready and hold. Did you hear the difference? As they increased their sound, it didn't start to get edgy and tense. It became full and big. So as we hold this note, I want you to experiment to see how far you can go. And if you want to call it fortissimo, I don't care what you call it. I'm going to call it big and fat and round. Everybody play. And again, let's let the horns become the dominant sound. Ready and hold. Let me just hear brass choir. Ready and play. Ready, again, and go. Now, what I'm about to do with this exercise, we're going to add some articulation to it, and please don't ever let your sound go any smaller than that. Stay big. Even when you start articulating, you've got to think that your sound is like a truck, and try to play as big as the tuba in roundness, okay? Now, play the first note again, everybody. Ready and hold. We're going to go through that exercise, but on each pitch, I'm just going to ask you to play 4 quarter notes. To, 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 then move back up, to. Got it? Can you go through that? Ready? 1, 2, big and full. Come on, horns. Now treat these quarter notes as if you're playing the Gillingham. Brush strokes, all leading to the next note of the next measure. Okay? And then it's almost like when you get to the next note of the next measure, you start all over again. You pull back, and then you grow into the first note of the next measure. And then you pull back, and then you grow. It's not something obnoxious. It's something directional. Ready? Try it. 1, 2, connected, and go. Challenge. And the good news is this music is a whole lot more artistic than that exercise. So if you can do that with something as boring as these little chromatic interval exercises, then with this, you should have no trouble with it. Now, unfortunately, it's not as easy. It's not 5 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not leading to the 5th note. Sometimes it's leading to the 5th measure. And you've got to pace yourself and say, where is my target? Where am I going? I'm arriving here. Okay? So when we get into the context of that piece, I want you to transfer that information because you just did that so well. My students don't pick things up that fast. Maybe it's just morning and you're not used to it and your brains work better in the morning. I don't know. But that was fantastic. Now, same exercise, and can you play with 50% of the note length on those quarter notes? Bounce and play with a march style. Ready? Same pitches, same exercise. 1, 2, and toe, 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 go. Style and make it sound like someone will walk in and go, well, they're mighty happy today. That sounded just like, I'm playing quarter notes, I'd rather play something cooler. You can't play like that. Pull, eyebrows up, instruments up, right? Spastic. Anyone have an energy drink this morning? Anyone have coffee? Coffee, yeah. My worship pastor at church calls it the lubricant of the Holy Spirit. It is a good, caffeine can help kind of get the body moving, right? You've got to play like you're caffeinated. Here we go. 1, 2, and bounce and energy. Don't move up. Now here's your tempo. 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, go. What is happening to the length of the notes, Brittany? If you don't really have a firm opinion, you don't have to guess. What do you think? What? As we go down into the lower notes, we go back up to F, we go down. We get lower and lower, and as we get lower and lower, the length of the note is changing. Is it getting shorter or longer? Longer. It's getting longer. You have to work harder on the lower pitches to make sure they have support, and we can't just kind of them out, right? And brass players know what that feels like. But woodwinds too, you can't just go pull. You've got to work for it, okay? Get out Lexington March, and knowing that the descending pitches and the lower pitches are going to take more effort, let's see if we can put that into context a little bit. And let's see if you retain what we did yesterday. Let's go from the beginning to 22. Okay, and that includes the repeated 5 from the top. Which is when you get your chance, low brass and low reeds. Bum 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 bum, be-yum bum 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 bum. There's got to be so much more sass in that. It's all. I mean, you're sassy people, I'm sure. You've had your sassy moments with your parents. They ask you to do something, and you're like. And some of you respond with a little more sassiness than that, but I don't hear that from you. It's almost like you're bored. Okay? If you think this piece is boring, then it's your fault. You've got to make something more exciting. You made more excitement out of than you are of this. Okay? Let me hear that counter line. Here's the whole note people at 5. Whole note people at 5. 1, 2, ready, go. What happened to the tempo? Slow down. The whole note tied to the quarter note, you can't hang out on that tie and go, I think I'll play these quarter notes now. Do, 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 dee. Ready? And it's not do, do, it's do, 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 do. They're bouncing because it's March. 1, 2, ready, go. Long notes lead to short notes lead to long notes. The long note cannot be la. It can't just be one block sustained sound. It either has to start somewhere, start strong and diminish, or it has to start a little bit less and grow. The quarter notes have to be going somewhere. They can't just be self-standing. They are going somewhere. Bum, 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 bum. They're leading to the next what? Value. Fill in the blank. The next what? Value. Long notes lead to short notes lead to long note. The quarter notes are leading to the next long value. Yum, bum, bum, bum. So play that way. 1, 2, do it again. I'll slow down a little bit. It's not legato. This is not a love song. 1, 2, ready, go. So these have to be different than the notes that don't have these. Can you make them different? Right? That's different, yes? Marcato. Nothing is march stop. Bouncy and separate, marcato. More marked, more emphasis. Don't change your tone, but be more deliberate. 1, that was loud. This is nice. It's like it'd be turned into a percussion instrument. That's good. 1, 2, ready, go. It's closer. Remember, bum, bum, B. You're supposed to have a lot more air behind that quarter note, yes? Yes? Now the sustained notes, do you hear how they're not in agreement all the time? You're in unison all the time, so you've got to make sure when you arrive, and I know I'm giving you a lot of information, start the note softer, grow, go somewhere, and you're like, you're just trying to follow all those instructions, but we have to agree on the sustained note. It's got to be in tune, okay? One more try, same people. 1, 2, ready, go. Those first 6 notes, the top note or the bottom note, which one's least accurate? I love that you're using a drum pad, but my students know this too. It makes, like, there's this brain cell back here that slowly starts to vibrate. It's like, ah! And then all of a sudden I'm about to pop because I'm like analyzing in your head, seriously, I'm like analyzing your rhythm. I start to think about, what's he playing? Is that something out of like the drum book from Indoor, or is that from the fall show, or is that a rudiment that he's working on? And I'm still trying to talk to the rest of the band. That's where my brain cell is, and it's unfortunate, but I'm that easily distracted. So, which, the first note or the lowest note is the one that's least accurate? Lowest. And what did we talk about in the warm-up about the lowest note? It's harder to be what? Separate with. It's harder to play more accurately in the right style. So can you focus on the lowest note being more accurate and more in style? 1, 2, and same people go. Yes! Ba 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 bee, ba bee, ba bee ba 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 ba. Those 4 notes should come out like, whoa, where did that come from? You went from a little, I was watching, of course, watching the news and all this talk about guns and safety and all that stuff, and there was this chick, I mean, she was like showing the safety of guns and going through and showing like little, like, and showing like shotgun, right? So it should be like pistol, and then we should hear a huge difference, right? Has anyone been in a gun range? I'm not big in, I mean, I'm not against guns, but I'm also not necessarily like a gun fanatic. But I went with some friends one time to a range, and I remember we were just kind of, and again, don't anything, I'm not trying to preach anything about guns or what, but this is just for the illustration, right? So we had these 9mm, like, it's cool, and then we all bought 1 round for the big, like, Dirty Harry, long, pow, pow. And of course, the first time we hit that fire, we're like, who's gonna try it first? I was like, I'll try it. And of course, people like, what was that, And those 5 notes have to be like that. What just happened is totally different. Can you make a bigger difference there? 1, it's like you're in the conversation. I want to say something. I want to say, I've got something to say! And that's what those 5 notes are, right? Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Bounce more. Better. Dotted half note followed by the quarter note. You see it? We've already talked about that. Can you put a slash between those 2 notes? Make sure there's space before the quarter note. Make sure there's space before the quarter note. Don't you tell your parents we talked about guns, please. Okay. Here we are. Everybody's at 5. And much improved from the counter line. Now, melody instruments, you still have to shape your line as well. 1, 2, 5, go. You're going to turn heads, okay? You're going to turn heads, okay? There's something that's a little inappropriate about your part. It's like, you know, a little shock value. And if you give too much, I'll tell you. But until then, if I go like this, that's not because I'm trying to show off my deodorant, you know, scent. Victory, here we go. 1, 2, 5 again. 1, 2, chill. Somebody behind. I keep looking for my setup, and I don't have any of my accoutrements, my metronome or my anything, and my phone I left in my car, so I don't have that either. The tempo's coming to a slow, like just, I don't even want to listen to a march that's that slow. It's just no fun. Can you keep the tempo moving along by not letting you get drugged down by the dotted notes and not getting drugged down by playing half notes connected? Ba, ba, da, da, da. We don't have a snare drum to kind of drive us along. Is that person not here?
I'm trying to fix some of that.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm just missing that. Now, here's the deal. Even without the battery percussion playing, we should still, as wind players, should be able to hold on to a pulse and keep it happy, keep it exciting, okay? This is the second time at 22, right? Don't slow down. And 1, 2, ready, go. Transfer. It's this again. It means the same thing. 1, 2, get some sassy, go. So here's the deal. I think you're starting to grasp the idea. So here's the deal. Low brass and low reeds, anytime you have those rooftops, you've got to make more compression, more pressure, more intensity, more tone, but it has to be happening with much less. It's got to be just like, like someone's punching you in the gut, but you're so tense that you don't even feel it because you're using such good breath support. You got to punch those notes out, okay? Let me hear the melody instruments at 22. Actually, this is first trumpet, flute, and first clarinet. Okay, just those instruments. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, ready, go. You don't have the ba, big da, big da. So can you, so that those notes sound up here, can we play those half notes with more space between them? Don't touch. Bum, 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 bum. Hear the difference? More space. Try it. 1, 2, ready, go. Just touch the left edge of those notes. Don't sustain it at all. 1, 2, ready, go. Now, flutes and clarinet, you've got to play the staccatos more brittle and clip the second staccato. Short, da da short, da da short. Dee, da da dee, da da dee, da 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 dee. Okay? Try it. 1, 2, ready, go. Again. 1, 2, ready, go. That's getting better. Now at 22, let me hear all the people that have half notes. So first trumpets, you're still in. Flutes and first clarinet is out. Horns are out. Mallet percussion's in. 1, 2, ready, go. What's different about the first 4 notes of 22 and everything that follows it? Accents. Yeah? So those of you that have accents on your note, can you make a bigger deal out of that? The notes are not as short as this. It's not like you're going da, 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 but you're going da, 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 and then chill a little bit so that we hear contrast. 1, 2, 22, and ready, go. But they chill. You know chill. Bum, 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 bum. Alright, here we go. Get some attitude. 1, 2, ready, go. I still feel like I'm putting forth more energy than you are. I can't make sound. I want to, but I can't. Bum, 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 bum. You see my face? Is that emotional? I'm so proper. I get straight A's in school. Come on. Be a rebel. 1, 2, and 1, 2, same thing. Go! So you're constantly throughout this march, you're two-faced. Sometimes you're like this, and then sometimes when the teacher turns their face, you're like, and then the gestures can even get a little more inappropriate at times. You've got, and listen, and I'm not talking about your character and the decisions you make as a person. You're always great people. But in music, you're creating emotional responses from people. You want them to get a sense of what is the composer trying to create here. And this interaction between parts has got to be sold with some attitude, with some willingness to say, I'm going to be the most important sound now, and then I'm not. And then I am, and then I'm not. And it happens measure by measure by measure as we go along. Okay? 22, from the top again, from 22, everybody's in again. Know when you're most important. Know when you're sassy. Know when you're, supposed to be proper. 1, 2, ready, short. So now let's compare. 22, what's your dynamic marking? Forte. Go back to 5. Mezzo forte. Okay. So here's where, as you've maybe gotten to know me, relax, Mr. Willoughby. I get excited, and sometimes I allow my bands to just always be like that. Especially when it's slow music, it's a lot easier for me to get into that mood. But in a march, we've got to make sure that we're careful not to play 5 to the point where 22 has to be just so harsh to create the contrast. All right, so this time you're going to play from the beginning up through 22. The first time through 22, you'll repeat 5, but make sure 5 is mezzo forte, except for the moments where you get to be sassy. When you get to be sassy, bring your part out. But ultimately, as a unified body, we're at mezzo, medium, medium. And then we hit 22, and let's hear a shift. Can we do that? Beginning. First 5 measures are forte, the first 4 measures. 1, 2, bold. Where does the mezzo forte happen? On the pickup or on the downbeat? Downbeat. So can we make the pickup like forte plus? I don't know if that registers should be maybe forte plus. That way all of a sudden we hear a shift. I don't know about your fight song, but some of the schools I've taught at or been to, you fight song, everybody's cheering along, and there's a point where you get to hey, and there's, or if you've ever seen like maybe like a Jewish wedding dance or a Greek wedding dance, and you see the group in a circle dancing around, and then they change directions, and they might yell hey, and then change directions. That's what that pickup note is. Yum bum bum, pick it up, bum beep, ba dum bum. And then chill, okay? Still in tone, still in balance, still in tune, all those good things, but contrast, and then back to mezzo forte from the top. We're still looking at the contrast between 5 and 22 though, even though we just added 1 more layer. 1, 2, beginning, go. Now do that, but can you take 20% off the length of the note? It doesn't touch the downbeat. No touchy. Does not touch the downbeat. Do you understand what I'm saying, Matt? Yeah. Some of you are looking at me like, what is he talking about touching? I'm not touching anybody. You know what I mean, though? The back end of the note is not touching. You're not going ta ta. You're going ta ta. There's space between it. Try it again. Am I going too fast for anybody? Good. 1, 2, 5. No. I tell students all the time, do what I mean, not what I say, because sometimes they don't correspond. 1, 2, ready, go. I'm not letting you get the big picture because I got to say something. Pick up to the repeat has got to be the same way. Can you put forte plus on it? And my marker went away too. So sad. I am such a visual learner. It's so bad. I can listen pretty well. Like reading, not so good. But I always want to draw stuff because it helps me. Sometimes it helps those students that are that way as well. But if I were to put a vertical like slash between that half note and the double dotted repeat sign, that might help me remember to make sure that I don't go ta ta, but I go ta ta. There's a huge difference. It's in style or out of style, right? Okay, I'm not big into fashion and stuff, but if you show up wearing the wrong clothes, and people that are trained musicians, when they hear a march played out of style, it's just like somebody walking in, we don't wear that anymore in school, like, that's out, right? That's the style that we have to play in, space and separation. Back to beginning. We might make it to 22 this time, we'll see. 1, 2, beginning, go. I still want to fix the quarter to the hey note, the pickup note. But can I hear the following people? If you have bum, ba-dum, bum, bum before 39, this is taking the first ending And we'll start, just start right on that measure. Bump, bump, ba-dum, bump, bump. Just that bar. Measure before the first ending. 1, 2, ready, go. Again, ready, go. Good. First note nice and light. Don't spit it out. And then crescendo to the lower note. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. 1, 2, ready, go. Lighten up on the top note. The top note will be heard, I promise. To, to, not ta. To. 1, 2, ready, go. And can you clip the third note of the measure? To, ta, da, to, ta, da, ta, ta. Why would we clip that note? There's a reason for it, and it has nothing to do with that note. Percussion, you must have an answer to that question since you're having conversation. I assume it's about that answer. You don't even know what I'm talking about. Voices off, please. Why would we clip one note if it doesn't have anything to do with that note? It has something to do with the note that follows. What is it? Do you know? So that you can get the next note better. Tell me physically what's happening within the body. Why would we create more space to prepare for the next note? And I kind of just gave it away. Here's the deal. As a wind player, it takes what to make tone? Air. And sometimes you can't just make air. It doesn't just happen. And when it does, it's not worthwhile air. If you're not deliberate about putting enough air behind the tongue, then you'll go, like y'all did that in the exercise earlier, you went. And if you put that much air behind the tongue when you put the instrument to your face, would it make a tone? Probably not. It would go. It would just be the same thing. You wouldn't get enough air to create vibration. And if we don't create space, sometimes we can't get enough air pressure built up to make that note sound strong. Is the note I'm talking about on the weak or the strong part of the beat? It's on the weak part of the beat. Da, 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 bop, bop. It's the upbeat of 2. And you've got to have more preparation to get that note to come out. So, da, 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 bop, bop. Try it. And again, if I had a marker, I would draw it and you'd be able to see a little better what I'm talking about. Hopefully you understand through words. So 1, 2, ready, go. Again, ready, go. Da, da, lift, da, da, lift. Play the first 3 notes. Ba, ba, da, ready, and go. Again, and play. Dee, da. Just clip it, lift off of it. Don't use the tongue. Da, 1, 2, 3 notes, go. Again, and play. Again, and play. One more time. Now, bum, bum. Let me hear the last 2 notes. So it'll be bum, bum. 1 and. That's it. 1 and. Again, 1 and. We're not all playing the same notes. Ready? Here's the D, the F concert. Go. The D concert. So 1 and 2, bum, bum. 1 and again and 2. Again and to, boom, boom. Same length, same volume, same energy. 1, 2, ready, and 1, to. Both notes have to be tongue. You can't go fwa ta, fwa to. 1, 2, go. Shorter on the first note. 1, 2, go. Again, go. Again, and go. Again, and go. Now, bum, 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 bum. 2, ready, play. That's close. 1, 2, again, go. Again, ready, play. Yeah, the last 2 quarter notes are still over here. It gets a little long, not as defined. We've got to match as best we can. Everybody at 22 now? Ready? When we get to that last phrase, be deliberate and put that into action. That was really good, Lowe's. 1, 2, 22, go! So, I don't know, at the end of the night, do y'all get together and play for each other at the end of this afternoon at all, or are we just all together and at 5 o'clock we all go our separate ways? Y'all don't do like a little show and tell or anything? Okay, well, since we won't get to do that, you don't have a moment to show off, and you're already getting used to me, so you're not going to try to show off for me, but I still don't get a sense, trombones and baritone and tenor side, I just don't get a sense that you're loving this part yet. Anytime you have this, it is your license to say nothing else matters but me, and you've got to start to enjoy the part more than you do, okay? When I listen to bands, judge bands, or whatever the case is, I can always tell which piece they like more because they're expressing their enjoyment in it. I don't sense that you enjoy that yet, okay? Is it boring? I don't know. Maybe it's too easy for you. Maybe you need something else. But I just need to get a sense that you got a soul. And you're like, this is mine. This is for me, selfishly. This is for me. Bah, 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 bah. I feel better about myself now. That's what I want to sense as you play, okay? And then finally, what I found. Right there. This is why I put my baton here, because I always know where it is. Okay. This note that I'm kind of mentioning, the half note here, it's on count 2. Okay? Double bar, repeat sign, or it happens as a pickup to measure 5. You know the note I'm talking about? It keeps coming back over and over again. Okay? I'm going to say, and play the pickup to 5 as a band, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 1, boom, and you're just going to play that note. And play it for the length that you're supposed to. The note before 5. Ready? On count 2. 1, 2, 1. Again, 1, 2, 1. Okay? Did you hear the drum on count 1? Yeah. Did y'all hear it? Yeah. Was there any distance or space between your sound and beat 1? There wasn't. Should there be? Absolutely. Okay. Let me give you something weird to think about. Now where'd I put it? See, seriously, that is how weird I am. Rather than thinking about this, maybe do this. 16th rest. Give it some tone, give it some length, but make sure that there is some silence before the downbeat. 1, 2, and 1, 2, go. Just air. 1, 2, 1. Listen to my air. 1, 2, 1. Still too long. Listen to mine. 1, 2, me. You. Me. You. That's okay. 1, 2, you. Think air on the side of 2 short. 1, 2, 1. Again and go. Again and 1. Now play it that way. 1 and 2 and 1. 1 and 2 and 1. Air on the side of 2 short. 1 and 2 and 1. Now you're hearing some space before that snare drum hits, yes? So now play the pickup and play the downbeat. Play both notes, but you still have to have that silence. Ready? 1 and 2 and 1. Now, see, some of you have to touch those notes. I don't know why. Cease from doing that. Ready? 1 and 2 and 1. 1 and 2 and 1. Just bop the notes. Bop, bop, 2 and play. Again and play. Again and play. Again and play. Now, if I just ask you to play the pickup note a little bit more broadly, a little bit more intentional, don't change the length. Ready? 1 and 2 and 1. That's perfect. That's the kind of space you have to create. Does that seem like it's too much to you? No. It isn't, I promise you. Now, put your finger on that note. That's how you play that note. Put your finger on the note first ending, going back to 5. That note's the same way. Put your finger on the note of the second ending. Exactly the same way. Finger on the half notes, 2 before the first ending of 22. Same way on that note. The half note in the first ending before 39, same way on that note. Half note pick up to 39, same way on that note. Are you getting the drift? I bet there's a few more. Look at the half note before 55, same way. Look at the half note on the repeat, same way. I mean, every time you have a half note on count 2, do that. Every single time, okay? And of course the dynamic, if it says piano, you're going to play it at piano. But the length of the note, the style of the note has got to be the same way, right? It's like a brainwash. I'm like, look into my eyes, watch the baton. Half note length is the way you just played it every time of the piece. Beginning, ready? You're like, you're weird. Go back to Carter's bell. Here we go. Top. 1, 2, bounce. Go. We just can't do it anymore. I can't spend any more time on it. Somebody's going to steal my baton and then do this and hope that it hits me right here. We're still playing that connected to the next note. Many of you are. You've already played this piece enough that you've created muscle memory, and that's what you shift back to. Your brain's on this. How many of you thought about something other than playing the music at any point during that? You were thinking about lunch, a friend, a dream last night, right? Be honest. I mean, your brain can do so much. Don't tell us what you were thinking, please. But you might not have been thinking about the music. Now, here's the thing. If you're not doing that, you're going to revert to muscle memory, right? And that's why we have to break your habit. So please play the half notes properly. We're going to get to the trio after lunch. Put that piece away, stand up, stretch. High five your neighbor. Woo.
I'm so tired. I was sitting here, I'm like, what time did you go to sleep?
Like midnight.
Has it been on?
You're
It gets watched. It
all
got
my
watched.
mistakes right there. You're not all.
It's actually still on.
Expect the very best sound from your band right now, from the beginning. Hey Francis, did you notice anything about the attack? Did everybody come in together? Okay, if we have high sounds, middle sounds, and low sounds, which was the one that came in latest? Jackson, what do you think?
Low.
Low? Okay, how many of you agree with Francis? High sounds were late. How many of you agree with Jackson? Low sounds were late. How many of you do not have an opinion? Okay, here's what I expect from you. You want to become better? Okay, if you walk into the band room and you don't expect to be better at the end of that class, then shame on you. You want to be better, then at the end of that first 3 notes, everybody in this room should have been able to say, the low voices came in late. They came in late. And that's not acceptable for us. Everybody enters at the same time. Okay? You're like arm in arm, locked together, and you're going to take that first step together. Sound. And it exists together. And if it's not that way, then you got to do it again. It's got to be that way every time. And it becomes a standard. Right? Ready? progress here. Can I hear clarinets and horns at 15? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, rest, 2, 3. And the most important note is on beat 4. 2 and 4. 2 and 4. That's where we're headed. Okay? Are you able to count this rhythm? Can you count it with me nice and slow? 1, 2, and start on beat 4. 4, 2, 4. 1 and 4, 2 and 4. Okay? Now let's go here. Count. 1, 2, go. 4, 2, 4. 1 and 4, 2 and 4. Baritones. First and second trombones. Can I hear you count beat 4 with them when you come in? We're starting at 15. 1, 2, 15. Rest. 4, 2, 4. 1 and 4, 2 and 4. And you line up with them on beat 4. You join them in their phrase. Same place, 15. Rest. 2, 4, 2, 4. 1 and 4, 2 and 4. Okay, air and fingers only. 1, 2, ready, and rest, 2, 3. 2 and 4. Play it. 1, 2, 15, rest, 2, 3. Can you come in a little stronger? A little stronger. Same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest, 2, 3. Slowing down. That's not the volume. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, rest, 2, 3. Again, a little faster. And a little more crescendo. 1, 2, 15, rest, 2, 3. But we don't want just ba-bam, right? It's a slow crescendo. Do you see the word the letter C-R-E-S-C?
Yes.
That crescendo starts there and goes all the way to beat 4. You don't wait until the last measure to decide to crescendo. You crescendo all the way through it. Again. 1, 2, ready, and rest, 2, 3. Or at saxophones, this is 15. All saxophones. 1, 2, 15. That's it, 15. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3. Down beats. 2, play with the metronome and you won't need to. 1, 2, ready, go. That creates, but you're like, and there's more of that effect as opposed to drawing them in. Listen to me, and then you're teasing. Okay? Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. That's interesting. Yes. Go back to 7. 1, 2, that's not right. 5, thank you. No. Beginning. Ready. 1, 2, ready, go. Trumpets, not everybody's ready to play in measure 23. I always see horns coming up when the note's supposed to happen. So is it the taking out of the mute that's throwing you? Okay, sometimes taking out the mute, you get like a beat or two. You get 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 beats. No excuses. Play. Look, there's a mute in there. I need to take that out. No, you need to be ready. Play. Da-da. Crap, and stick it wherever you need to stick it. Okay, under the leg, whatever you do, but don't drop it. You may not have time to set it down on the floor. Okay, but you definitely won't have time to do that if you're like ta-da. Oh yeah, definitely can't do that. All the work we did at 21 just did not come through. Let me hear 21 brass and low reeds. 1, 2, and 1, 2, ready, you go. The entrance has an accent on it.
As soon as you finish that last, whatever that part is, just write the word out so you don't forget. Or open, whichever, I don't care, but just write something so that as soon as you finish that part, you know, yank's gonna be good.
Yank.
Yank, there's a good word.
Extract. All right, same thing. Unlike what we talked about in the march with this just being about space, this does need to be about the entrance having a little bit more weight to it. So we have 1, 2, boom, 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 boom. We should hear each entrance more clearly. Ready? 1, 2, and 1, 2, ready, go. Again, I'm not hearing baritones and third trombone still. Still not hearing. 1, 2, ready, go. Rest. Give me some splat. Ready? Just splat the snot out of the A. Ready? Play. More left edge. Ready? Play. Baritones, y'all are just sweetest people I've ever met in my life. Can you show some passion back there and let me hear a little bit more sound from you? Ready? Ball. Ready? And play. And you've got some attitude in you. I know. I hear it. Now you need to take the frac off of the note, and now the baritones are contributing. So that's fantastic. Now, Paul. back off after you hit it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Sorry, my bad. On beat 2 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, play. Now in context, let's see if that's too much. I don't think it will be. Ready? Same spot, set 21. 1, 2, ready, and go. Perfect, that's perfect. Now on count 4, when horns come in and first and second bone, y'all need to be on time, don't be late. Ready? Can never figure out which is the upbeat and downbeat the way this is. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. Late. 1, 2, ready, and rest. Again, 1, 2, ready, and go. 1, 2. Trumpets, you're supposed to all come in on 3 together. Somebody came in on 4. Don't be late. 21, go. Rest 2. That's it, good. 1, 2, ready, and rest. Yeah, just don't come in. Come in together and confidently, but don't come in with quite as much splat. We want to hear the left edge. We just don't want it to be the loudest thing in the room. All right, let's go from, let's get into that. The beginning up until, and I'm going to stop you at 32, then I'm going to give you a chance to take a quick break, and we'll come back and finish this middle section, okay? Here we go, from the beginning to 32. Slow down. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, go. Sneaky. Slowing down at 21 because these entrances, look at me, these entrances are just hesitant. And it's not because you can't go 1, 2, 3 and play on count 4. It's just you're not counting aggressively and being prepared with the air so that the sound exists there. I think you think you're playing on the right beat, but because it's a hair behind, it's like a snowball effect. We get 1, 2, bom, 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 and then we fry away from the metronome. We can't do that because we got to train you to play in time so that people tapping their foot and listening along can enjoy it and not get caught up going, it sounds like it's slowing down. We don't want them to do that. Okay, take about, let's be back in here at quarter after, so take about 7, 8 minutes and we'll get back in here, get resettled and start right where we left off at 32.
Amber, I need to pee so bad. I told you.
We're going to play from 88 to the end, just so that you all kind of get in the groove and the mood of the piece. Hey, I'm talking. And then we're going to kind of break this down and tear it up a little bit and get down to bare bones. 88 to the end, and then we're going to rehearse some. Ready? worry then, right? Because then you're just kind of doing the same thing. Which measure threw you off? 89 into 90. Yeah? 89, I was impressed with your discipline of waiting for the downbeat of 2. You went 1, 2, and 4, and then you kind of fumbled going in to beat 1 and 2 of the next measure. So you've got rest, 2 and, 4 and 1, and you go straight to the quarter note, 4 and 1. So your eighth notes of measure 89 are pickup notes to the downbeat of 90. Does that make sense? 1, 2 and, 4 and 1. Same thing, flutes. 1, 2, 88. Yeah, but then it's just a quarter note, right? So you've got tia, ta, tia, and then the next grouping of eighth notes starts on the downbeat of 2. You can't put the D, you can't put that on the upbeat of 1. You got to wait till the downbeat of 2. 1, 1, 2, again, go. 4 and 1, 2 and then you're back in that groove that you understand. Do it one more time. Just have one little flip, one little blip. 1, 2, and there you go. Again, 1, 2, same thing, 88, and go. Up, 1, 2, Eddie, play. Good, that's it. Do it again. 1, 2, Eddie, go. Here's the deal. If the quarter note of measure 90, the downbeat, if you play that a little bit short, it's appropriate, but when you play it short, it makes you want to jump to the next note early. So just be careful. It's okay to play it with a little bit of separation, but just don't be anxious to get to count 2, okay? Now I'm going to push you a little faster. 1, 2, ready, go. Clarinets, first clarinets. Very good, girls and guy. 1, 2, ready, go. And they're all flutes are like, this is not fair. They get to just kind of do the same groove. You don't have as hard a part, but you got to be real disciplined. Make sure that you don't slow down. Do it again. 1, 2, and 1, 2, ready, go. So when you go up to the B, are you speeding up or slowing down? Slowing down. Yep. You're changing, and the tendency is you get caught up in the pitch changed, and you get a little bit off course. So you got to make sure and keep pushing. Here we go. Flutes and clarinets now. Second, third clarinets come in when you come in, please. 1, 2, 88, and go. You're behind. 1, 2, can you hear this? 1, 2, ready, go. When the flutes drop out and you play the downbeat by yourselves, clarinets, in measure 89, you're just hesitant. You just got to keep driving. Ready? 1, 2, and 1, 2, ready, go. Sometimes it's easy because we're going up to a higher note clarinet, the higher note. But, it was a louder note. People are going to interpret that as a downbeat because downbeats are strong. And then everybody's going to go, oh, what's going on? So can you put more emphasis on the lower note and just back off the top? Do. Okay? And in fact, y'all, man, I'm sick. Say that again. Whatever. In music in general, as we talked about during the warm-up, lower notes are not going to sound as loud. And we also talked about how that affects articulation. But if in this piece, when you have this little groove, saxophones, you pick it up to, the lower note, you've got to put emphasis on that. Otherwise, the higher note's going to sound louder, and it's on the upbeat. And if the upbeat starts sounding bigger than the downbeat, that's when it's going to get kind of wonky. And we can't let things get wonky. All right? I've used that word this last month a lot. I have no idea why. But it's actually a word, I think. Yeah, I think it is. At least in my world it is. 88. All woodwinds. 1, 2, and 88. two, ready, go. Yeah. You just gotta keep driving, right? Don't let yourself get bogged down. 1, 2, again, and go. So after that quarter rest, just you gotta keep going. Don't get caught up in letting that quarter rest last longer than it should. Here we go. Everybody, woodwinds. 1. Quick keyboard percussion with us. 1, 2, and 1, 2, ready, go. You're still slowing us down a little bit, clarinets. When you take the downbeat all by yourselves, you're just on the hair back side of the beat. 1, 2, ready, go. Clarence, let me hear you measure 90, right where you all start together. Slowly. T off, flat. Sorry, I didn't give you enough prep time. Be silent, please. Not just for me, but for your fellow musicians to be able to focus and hear themselves. 1, 2, 3, flat. The more emphasized note. Do-wop, 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 do. Put a little accent on it. 1, 2, and 1, 2, ready, go. Second and third, so we hear you. 1, 2, ready, go. T-on. Crescendo a little bit through that and drive through it, okay? Same thing, woodwinds 88. 1, 2, all woodwinds ready, go. And you just have to know how you relate to the beats. And if you're listening to this and you let it throw you off, then all of a sudden we get off kilter and you're an eighth note in the wrong place. All right? And ultimately, it's just an effect here. You're not the most important thing, but it has to be accurate from a timing standpoint. Cool. In sectionals, the section instructors may help you a little bit with some technique here to make sure we don't get bogged down here. But I really think it's just here. I don't think it's a facility issue, clarinets. I think it's just up here. All right, now brass, your theme here when you come in, 92. Do you think this interpretation, articulation-wise, when you come in, trumpets, horns, and trombones, and baritones for that matter, is this going to be like the march or more like the Gillingham? When you see notes that have all accents on them, okay, I'd like you to start to think about this symbol being more about separation and detachment than about emphasis. Okay? So space between notes is more important than accenting the notes. Alright? So can you try to play that with that in mind? Here's 92, brass. 1, 2, and 1, 2, ready, and go now. You to play like Lexington, which is da, 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 bounce from here. Okay? Try it again. 92. 1, 2, ready, and. I'm going to give you the downbeat and just rest for 2. 1, 2, ready, and go. Quarter, half, half. You got that rhythm, right? Trombones, horns, trumpets. and I hear a sound that is wonderful, and then you play the first eighth note, and it goes like this. Da, dee, da, da, ra, ra. It changes. So you've got to decide, what do I do on a shorter note to make sure that my tone stays in color? Do you have any suggestions or thoughts? I know you've heard these things from your director, so it shouldn't be anything off the beaten path. There's no magic dust here. Why would the shorter note lose the quality of sound that you know you're supposed to play with?
Harder articulation.
You should, or because you are, it is? Yeah. Because you're articulating harder, there's a chance that that's interfering with the quality of the tone. So conversely, what do you have to do? And there's one piece missing from that puzzle that someone needs to fill in. It's like the answer that's always right. Yeah? In Sunday school, Jesus. You know, I mean, that's always the right answer. You can never get in trouble in Sunday school if you say that, right? So in here, what's the word in band, wind players, that you can say? Air, that's right. You can always, the director will say, that's right. Air, that's good. Good answer. So if you're articulating too hard and you don't have enough air, the sound is going to be choked. If you use more air and articulate more lightly and use your air to create bounce and separation, the tone will be better. Okay? So ta, 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 ta. Don't think about playing these notes short. Think about playing those notes full. Here we go. Try it. 1, 2, 92, go. It's better. It's better. Now be bolder. 1, 2, ready, and go. Slowing down like mad there. Da 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 da. And again, it's about space and bounce, because if you use bounce and space, it won't slow down as much. Okay? Try it again. 92. Oh, 1, 2, ready, and 1. Too connected on the quarter notes. Da 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 da. Bounce. 1, 2, 92, go. Can you just clap that rhythm for me at 100? Clap. 1, 2, ready, and. Again. 1, 2, and 1, 2, ready, go. Yeah. Da 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 da. But you're playing. You should be clapping with the same direction that you would be playing with your air. There's a crescendo through that. 1, 2, and 1, 2, ready, go. Yeah, and just like when you play a wind instrument, as you increase the intensity, something can potentially happen to the tempo, and it happened to your clapping too. What happens? It slows down. Ba, 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 ba. 1, 2, and clap one more time, go. Some heroes are going in the opposite direction and not rushing because you're trying to compensate. You weren't even the problem. So don't rush it just because you think you're dragging it. All right? Play the part now. 100. 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, go. Yeah, it's still slowing down. The notes are too connected. 1, 2, more. Bounce, march, style. More trombone and horn, please. 1, 2, and 1, 2, again, go. tubas, can you make it sound like someone just dropped a 50-ton like bomb on us? Ball. Not with a bad tone, don't frack, but just come in and just be a bomb, right? 1, 2, and 100 again. You're slow, you're slow. 1, 2, and 1, 2, ready, go. Good. Tubas, can I just you by yourself, please? Low reeds as well. Let's add the low reeds. 100. 1, 2, ready, go. Please, again. What does this mean? No, it does not mean accent. About 15 minutes ago, I told you exactly what you should interpret it as, and it has nothing to do with space. Even on a whole note, yes. That doesn't mean you turn a whole note into a quarter note. That just means you take about 10% off the back edge of the note. Ba, 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 ba. If I'm playing one of these cellos over here, and I change bow direction and I don't lift the string off the bow, separated or connected? Connected. If I off the string, and when I change directions, there's a brief moment where I lift the bow off the string and then I re-articulate. What happens when you change directions on the bow? Is there a little bit of emphasis or is it the same energy? There's a little bit of emphasis. Anybody have string player friends that are in the orchestra? Okay. Which is the stronger motion, an up bow or a down bow? A down bow. So for the lows here, every single articulation is a down bow. And you can't do down bow after down bow after down bow and do it on the string. You can't do that. You can't go on the string, on the string, on the string. You can't do that. So you get off the string, we get off the tone, and then re-articulate it with a down bow. So we have emphasis. 1, 2, and lows and go. Again, you're getting used to it. I'll slow it down a little bit so you can be a little bit more focused and I'm not rushing. 1, 2, ready, go. It's getting closer. Just make sure every articulation is preceded by a little bit of lift. Not enough space for you to take a breath. You're not... No, it's just a lift. 1, 2, that made me dizzy. 1, 2, ready, go. Good. Now just give me more energy. 1, 2, double forte, go. Ah! What happened? Tell me you didn't hear that? Why'd I stop? Because it slowed down like dog. I don't know why it's like a dog, but it slowed down. 1, 2, 1. You got louder and you got slower. 1, 2, ready, go. Now the rest of the brass choir, right? All low reeds, all brass. This is going to be great, maybe. 1, 2, and dig and bold. Yeah, but you slow down a little bit. Lows is so close. 1, 2, and 100, go. Everybody 92. 1, 2, and 92, go. Maybe I just had more coffee than y'all. I don't know. Come on. Let's go. You don't need 15 seconds. Here we go. Everybody, just one time. Ready? Is this sarcasm? Yeah, it is. You deserve it. Here we go. 1, 2, 92, and go. Brass, the 2 quarter notes have got to be glorious. You've got to burst into that circle of conversation and say, I matter first, the first word you speak. And you're coming in like, I have something to say. You come in and you go, I have something to say. First two notes matter. Here we go, 92 again. You got to prepare that breath. 1, 2, ready, go. It's got to persist. Keep going. You're slowing down. You're killing it. Here we go. Everybody say, Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Metronome on them. Can you turn yours on to 160? Whoever gets there first, make it audible. Smartphone. This is a metronome? Yeah. What? Right here. All right. Are they in agreement? Right? Keep it on. When we finish, we're going to find out how well we did. 88 now. 88. I think we settled in pretty solid though. I think maybe I started you a little bit too fast. Got a little loose over here when the parts get a little wonky together when you're not even playing the same thing. But man, that's some glorious stuff. The whole piece is as monotonous as it may be. When you get to that part, you should be like, oh, it's here. It's here. Why did I get to play? Wind everywhere. All right, put that away and get out to the Gilligan. We're